festival, especially this festival, is very extreme. You know, it's most black death metal. How do you feel playing here with ECLIPSE? Like strange, like a challenge, excited?
It's funny because I think we talked about this when we saw the poster. There's a lot of the, that metal tradition of logos that just kind of go, they look like someone sneezed on a piece of paper. And
like,
which we love. That's the whole tradition and the aesthetic of heavy metal. It's great, and black metal and whatever. And I mean, it's always fun to do that. We do that every now and then. We play festivals in Norway where we're kind of the odd one out in terms of how, we play more like melodic music, I would say. It usually tends to work really well. And we're all fans of all types of metal as well. So it's going to be fun to be there.
So you like black and death metal too? Extreme metal?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know that much about black metal, but when it comes to like death metal, I'm from Gothenburg, it has quite many death metal bands that have come out of this scene here. So I kind of grew up listening to a lot of that, when I was younger, which is really, it's great. It's really good.
So
I was more, when I was younger, I was more into thrash metal and, the Slayer and D-Side and, the Unleashed and Entombed, the death and thrash metal. I still listen to it, so I still enjoy it.
Like more old school, right? More old school.
Yeah,
more old school. That's because I'm old.
We are old. Around 40, 45. I'm 45. I don't know you guys. Mm-hmm. Kind of that, right?
Same here.
Yeah. Okay.
33.
33?
I'm 33, but I look older because I sun damage.
You were born too late. That's why you're younger.
That's the thing. The thing.
You missed it.
Yeah, I did. All of it.
Many bands complain about social media and streaming today. Maybe old school bands, right? How do you feel about it? Like, does it help or make things harder for ECLIPSE, or better, or easier?
I think it's both. I think it's easier because you can reach a lot of people at the same time. Everyone can reach a lot of people everywhere all the time. And there are it's like 250,000 songs per day that's added to Spotify now. So it's pretty crammed with people. So even if you have all the chances to be seen and be heard, there is so much noise going on. I think it's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like diluted, I guess. Is that the word? I don't know. It feels like, but speaking of like growing up in a certain age and whatnot, when I was growing up, in my teenage years, that's when all that stuff happened with Napster and you would download music. And that changed the whole industry quite a bit, right? So, and what happened there is like, was the start of where we're at now. It just feels like we've stagnated to a point where it doesn't really change that much anymore. We're just in this streaming era where, for us at least, Spotify, they kind of have the monopoly on all music. And I think monopolies are rarely ever good. It's better to have many various
options.
No pun intended, but streams. Yeah.
We were happy Metallica did what he did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. It was a wild bet.
So you think that this thing about social media and Spotify, all these platforms helps for your band?
I don't know. I mean, I think it sometimes it just like removes the mysticism, like the fact that you can actually be a band and exist under your own terms. Maybe we like that people listen to us and see us and hear us and interact with what we do. So I think that's a good thing primarily. It's sort of like everything else is just a double-edged sword. There are good things about it and bad things about it, but I mean, we're not in any situation or.
Yeah, but I think would we play in Mexico if we are not Metallica? So people know of us in Mexico because of social media and streaming. Because otherwise, you need to have the right distributors to people be able to buy the physical albums, and I guess that would not happen if it wasn't for streaming. So I think for us, it is a good thing, except that it doesn't pay much. But that's
that's a different thing.
That's another thing.
Yeah, no, but I think the good thing about it is, but the good thing about it is that I think a lot of like niched genres and types of music have been able to reach more people that are into that. You know, because back in the 90s and the 80s, it was harder to find. If you were into goth rock, you would have to find a record store that would sell like goth rock. And if you didn't have that in your town, you would have to, you know, go out of your way to get it. And now we have it all inside our homes, that's a good thing, essentially. So.
Your room. Yeah. In your room. Just one click.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
I remember when we used to share with our friends, you know, an album or a CD. We used to, you know, go to a house as a reunion with our friends and like, oh, I got this, and okay, send me for a week, and then I'll give it to you. I'll give it back to you. You know, like that.
And mixtapes.
Yes, and mixtapes. Or I don't know where you live, but here it was like we were listening to the music on the radio, and we were like, oh, I have to record this, you know, and waiting for the guy that was speaking, like, okay, when he finishes, I'm gonna record this. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it was exactly the same. And I'm from a very small, like, village, small town, and it's you know, back then there's so many bands I've never heard of before streaming, or when I moved to Stockholm, and like people, because like you only knew the bands when you have friends who had records, or friends like brothers and sisters maybe had some records, but there was not much to find. Back then.
Yes, of course. Tell me something. What motivates you to keep writing music, touring, and playing after all these years? Like the music, the fans, the stage, or maybe.
First of all, is love for music. I think, you know, the reason we started picked up an instrument because we loved music so much, and we just wanted to play. And when you start playing and start writing songs, you don't think you're going to be a rock star, or you think you're ever going to make any money at all doing it. You don't expect it to, you know, to making a living out of it. But so I think it's keeping that same feeling. It's very important if you want to have, you know, if you want to follow your heart and do it for the love of music. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and the continuation of it. The fact that it always grows somewhere, you know, and it keeps, you know, changing, and I think that's the most fun part about it. That you do it as a group too, that you get to experience something with other people. Because if you sit by yourself and do everything yourself, and you tour by yourself, it's not even 1/10 as fun as it is for us to go out on the road together, or, you know, even when we play festivals in the summer, we'll meet other bands and all that stuff. Like, you get to experience life through this very special type of funnel, which is it's great.
Okay, if you had to explain music, ECLIPSE music, to someone who has never heard rock in their life, how will you describe it?
You can do that one. I've written too many of the songs. I can't even.
Yeah, I guess I would. What I would do, I would, you know, because I think what it is for us, it's like we usually boil it down to a couple of ingredients when we talk about certain songs and stuff. I think we do have an element that is oftenly misinterpreted by people, saying that it's similar to Gary Moore or Thin Lizzy in the terms of that it has a Celtic element to it. But I think it's more about Swedish folk music and incorporating Swedish traditional tunes into the music, into heavy metal. I would just show them a song like Downfall of Eden and say, this is what ECLIPSE does, essentially. I think that is the sort of, when I think of the band, I think about those types of melodies, even though we do more than that. But
yeah, a long answer.
I guess it was. I'm so hot, so I'm just talking very slowly. I'm zoning out while I'm speaking.
I'm gonna describe ECLIPSE. It's drums, bass, and 2 guitars and high pitched vocals.
yeah.
Rock and roll.
That's the short version.
The short version.
Special for you, like in 3 words. In 3 words, specific words. 3 words. How will you describe it?
Again, melodic.
Melodic, energy, times. That's 2 words.
If you do it in one word, good times. You know, like good times. Like yeah.
Good times. I love it. Yeah, and even though I love extreme music, I love black metal. I'm kind of more dense, you know, and extreme. I think I really appreciate the last year. I don't know if you know Pictures, the band from Holland. They play heavy metal. Picture.
Right.
Oh, they're on their 70s, I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's a big band, and they played heavy metal, and it was, you know, that part of the festival when we started jumping, and you know, the rest was like more like this, but when we listened to heavy metal with Picture, it was, you know, more like heavy metal, hard rock, things like that, and it was amazing. So I guess
sounds great.
You're gonna be excited, and you're gonna find the crowd is gonna be excited with you.
Yeah, the crowd need to rest their ears between the double kick drums and everything.
Yeah.
Growling.
We might be the only band with only one bass drum. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, will you special or difference in this festival? A special song, a surprise?
Everything is going to be a surprise. It's the first time in Mexico for us, so it's everything is going to be, every single song is going to be a surprise to the audience, I guess.
That's true. Everything that we do will be done for the first time in Mexico by us, which is that's exciting for, you know, many reasons.
I can't be more surprised than that.
Yeah.
What did you hear about the Mexican crowd?
I'm trying to think here. I think the people that I've talked to, you know, my friends here back home that play in Mexico quite often, it seems like, I know Dark Tranquility were there pretty recently, I think. And well, what we most spend time talking about is the crowd is amazing, of course, but we mostly spend time talking about the great food in Mexico. So yeah.
But so I'm working as a mix engineer in a studio. So I mixed a Swedish band called Therion, and they did a live. It's not released yet, but it's a live in Mexico, live in I think in Mexico City. It's an arena, and it's I can tell, I know for sure the Mexican crowd can really sing along and scream. That's for sure, because I've heard the microphones.
Yeah. How was the first contact with this festival? How did you notice about this festival?
Well, I think it was. That's the interesting part about. I think every band is different, but we have a lovely, big Czech guy booking agent whose name is Nick, and he got an offer in, and he said, "Do you guys want to go to Mexico?" And we said, "Hell yeah!" So that's pretty much it, but we don't know that much more about it besides the posters that we've seen and everything. But we're just, you know, excited to be there and to come and play music. We know it's in Leon and it's not in Mexico City. That we do know. Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear anything else, Eric? I don't think I heard anything else before it was booked.
I could barely hear anything because there was a helicopter flying 50 meters over my head just now.
That's the stuff, right?
Yeah,
right.
I'm at the motocross dirt track, and there's a helicopter flying. So it's pretty loud. Yeah, it's gonna be. It sounds like the festival is gonna sound, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like what? The question was like, what was your first contact? No, it was like, have you heard something about Candelabrum? Because here, I think it's one of the most important festivals in our country. More like cold bands, extreme music, you know, like more like Black Death or bands that they've never been here before, which we really appreciate because it's the opportunity, you know, once a year to see bands that we have never seen before, you know?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. To be honest, before I guess it's because it's an extreme metal festival kind of, and so I haven't really heard of it before we were booked. And when we looked at the poster, we was kind of like, okay, we're going to be the odd one at this festival.
Yeah.
You could actually read our name on the poster.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
like the only one that you can read the name, the logo, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's
Okay.
cool to hear, because I do think that we spoke a little bit about it before, but I think that we have some of those festivals here in the Nordic countries as well, in Norway and Sweden, where they are kind of like fringe festivals where they try to, they have a lot of like extreme music or heavier music, and I think we've always loved coming to those too. I think there is something about the heavier the music is, the lovelier the people are, and everyone's kind of rooting for the same team, so to speak, in terms of music.
Yeah.
So it tends to be a really fun affair, and that's what we're hoping.
Yeah,
It's a very good festival and it's well organized.
and I guess they have beers. It's going to be fun. Fine.
Lots of beers.
Yeah.
Believe me, in Mexico we drink. Well, I don't like that much. The alcohol, because feel dizzy like this. Very fast, and I don't know why my body alcohol, but sometimes.
It takes training.
Yes,
yeah.
Recently, I have to make this question because, as you know, Ozzy Osbourne passed away, and I want to ask you what do you think about Ozzy? What was in your life? Was it a big influence in your band? Tell me, how do you feel about this?
Ozzy's been a huge influence for the band, especially the 80s work. A lot of the guitar riffing, we stole a lot of that to the earlier Eclipse sounds. We really did the Jake Lee riffing, Bark at the Moon style. And I love Black Sabbath. Been listening, and I had when I was younger, and I still have that band, a 70s hard rock cover band. So we play Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and stuff. So I've been playing all these songs live, and it's So I'd say he's one of the most influential musicians or singers, maybe. Yeah.
Well, he was kind of the biggest thing since Ludwig van Beethoven, in that sense of, Sabbath and everything, in a way. I think the catalog speaks for itself, the music and the songs and the voice and everything, the cultural influence. I also think, like, as a person, and showing that you can be different, you can be yourself, and you can be the way you are, publicly or personally, is as big of a deed for humanity as the music that he presented. So I think, you can't really overvalue that, I think. And the good thing about it is that the music still lives on and will live on forever. Black Sabbath and his solo stuff, everything,
Yes.
What message do you want to give to your Mexican fans before step on the stage at Candelabrum?
We're coming to eat all your food and all your drinks.
Yeah,
That's
for
rock
sure.
and roll.
Yes, that is for sure. But also, like we touched on before, it's gonna be awesome to just play in Mexico. We've never played in Mexico, so everything we do that day will be done for the first time for us, which is thrilling, and it's gonna be a very, very fun show. I can assure that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very fun show. You'll see. And I'll meet you there. I'm gonna see.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I don't miss that show, that festival. Never. It's amazing.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So I'll see you there. Thank you, guys. Anything else you want to say?
Just that we're excited to come to Mexico, really.
Okay.
Super excited.
No, it's going to be great, and we're very much looking forward to it. We have a couple of days off afterwards as well, so we're going to try to experience Mexico as well as we can, and travel around a bit.